Good morning, guys. I hope y'all are having an awesome day. My Sunday is going amazing. So if you guys can see, I got the white masking tape taped on to this mannequin because we're going to make another pattern. I'm trying to make different patterns instead of making the same thing all the time, but a lot of times you kind of make what you like. So what I do with the tape, you kind of make what you like. So y'all will see me doing a lot of dresses or the bias piece on something that I like, because some clothes I'll just do like as a demo, meaning I'm probably never gonna wear it. I use it for like a fashion thing. So y'all will see me make a lot of the sweethearts or something like that, and that'll just confirm that, oh, she liked this fabric. So when I do the tape method, if I have enough, I do one piece of tape going vertical, then I do another piece of tape going horizontal when I'm making my pattern. So with this dress, the thought that's in my head is flowy dress at the bottom, and then a spaghetti scrap. So when you see, even though this is wide, kind of spaghetti scrap. And instead of using the eyelets, we're going to make the ribbon ties in the back, because I know everybody don't have an eyelet machine. So, and I will say, I like using those eyelets. And like I was telling you guys, a lot of times they come loose. They do come loose on you. So you be like, okay. So if I can see correctly. Okay, so this will be my fold. This piece right here, the front piece will go on the fold. And I apologize if y'all can't see it. And my vision is be kind of hard sometimes too. So when you're doing dressmaking, a lot of times you'll see people only make one side of a pattern. You don't have to waste your tape and do two, because it's identical. Whatever you do for the left side, you do for the right side. So this is going to be the bottom piece. And I'm trying to follow the seam allowance on the mannequin. Now what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to not do the panel thing. Like normally they'll take this piece and they'll make it one whole band and put the interfacing on it. So I'm doing my markings, and I'm kind of thinking that that's kind of what I want to do. So meaning when you cut this piece, you'll cut it on the fold. And it's always best to mark it. Okay. I'm wondering if I have to do it in panels. And I'm saying that to say, Because y'all see I got the back a little higher, so I might have to bring it down. Get rid of that. Okay. All right. So when we looking at this, like when y'all see me wear certain dresses like this one, is when y'all see me wear that leopard print dress, and I know when y'all probably see me wear it, look like a lot of side action is going on, meaning more. So that is a thing for the dresses. You can make your dress, and they call it side boob, where you would make this slender, and you would get more side boob action going out. So I used to watch the Housewives, and they had a lot of dresses. And I'm like, whoa, you know, so they had the side boob dresses going on. So, you know, a lot of time I see something. Don't. What do you want? They know you here. Stop. You're going to make bunch. Hey, stop. So I decided, I added another piece right here because I don't know if I want. Y'all see that? The side boob action. So now we're going to make the triangle piece. Okay. And if you don't have this mannequin right here, you can use a half torso and just pad it. I'm going to show y'all what a half torso is. Or you could drape the front. And they don't have a back. You just use the measurements for the back. Let me move it around. So I have to pick up everything. This is a half torso. This mannequin right here. She is a half torso. And this one I did get in a plus size so I can get more of a width. So they do have them in small, medium, and plus size. So smalls be like a 2. So I got this one in a plus size so I can get a better width on this one. So when I'm doing like a lot of times when I'm gluing on a lot of stuff, I will use that torso. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm needing to find my seam allowance. So what, not seam allowance, princess dart, sorry. So when you do this princess dart, this is going to help anything. Oh gosh, I'm just drawing away. I'm sorry guys, forgot I moved it. So what I was doing here is this princess dart. Well, this princess seam, I'm sorry. So I take it right down the center. You see that? My markings, y'all can barely see. Let me see if I use green. But what that is going to do, it's going to help that curve around your bust. Or you won't get that poking out feeling. Trying to write on it darker. So now what I'm doing, because if y'all see, one part of the back is higher. So I'm trying to even this out where that where that when I connect it together, that bottom piece will be gone. So I'm trying to think, do I want boning in here? Because if I wanted boning in here, then I would do these side seams. I would do these princess seams, I'm sorry. So I'll put these seams in so everything kind of just lines right up. But I'm not for sure if I want to do that. I'm thinking about just taking this whole piece right here. And this is going to be on a fold. So I'm kind of thinking about taking this whole panel at the bottom and making it one piece, and this would be the back. And then I'll do my, remember I told y'all we're gonna do those, I always kind of make these triangle like slits, so like drawings, so like it'll indicate the back of my pattern. But if you want it to be precise, like knowing exactly where stuff line up, you'll put your notches. And then if y'all see, I got this wide piece, but I'm not for sure if I want this panel to be wide or if I want this panel to be not wide. For the spaghetti scraps, I'm not for sure. So the mannequin came from onlymannequins.com. If you want to get into dressmaking, the mannequin came from onlymannequin.com. And if you're getting into the business of sewing, try to find a mannequin closer to your dimensions, okay? And I say that to say that you could be walking an advertisement for your company, because a lot of times when you start in your business, if you're looking for models, you got to find somebody to wear your clothes for you, to put them on. I would say every now and then, you know, you got nieces and family members, you could work with them and y'all could come up with something together. But I just feel like sometimes it's harder to find somebody, and then with your creative vision, right, you might have a vision of an outfit a certain kind of way, right, and that's coming out of your head, and then you might get somebody that may be uncomfortable wearing it, or they might be like they don't like it. I remember doing a fashion show, and there was this guy, and you know, they find models to do the show, and one thing about when they finding models to do the show is getting their face out there, you know what I mean? People can book them and do different things like that. So when you get selected to be a model in a fashion show, right, you can't come in there and say, oh, I don't want to wear this, I don't want to wear that. Now, nothing inappropriate, because you can't put somebody in something. Like, say, for instance, you want to put a man in a dress, and he's like, hell no, I'm not wearing that. You know, stuff like that. You have a say-so, you know, or inappropriate clothing, you know what I mean? Because some people do lingerie line, and I do feel like you should have an option. I don't want to wear that. Or you could just be like, nothing too cheesy, like I don't want to wear nothing too sexy. But sometimes you'll get people coming there and they will criticize. Oh, I wouldn't wear that, I don't want to wear that, I don't know. He had a lot of diva, so he just had a really bad attitude. And the director was like, listen, you getting paid to walk a runway. These are local designers coming in and showcasing their work. They're not getting anything. They spending their money, putting their time, and you come in here with what you won't wear, what you're gonna wear. And the director was like, it doesn't work like that. And he was just like, so I'm gonna say this ain't gonna work out. So with his attitude and just a lot of the stuff that he was doing, he wound up getting cut from doing it because of he had a lot of negative energy. I'm debating if I want to put these into panels. The bottom piece instead of making it one waistband, because you know what, I do think that when things is in channels, it does lay to the body better. And then especially when I put that interfacing on it, it does lay to the body better. It does. So I think I'm gonna do panels. So this would be 1, channel 2, channel 3, and channel 4. Okay. So this is the side front. This is the back. So what I'm doing, I'm writing all my markings on it. So when I go to put this back together, I would know what it is, where it goes. Yeah, I would know that. So this is going to be in 2 panels. 1 and 2. Okay. So we're going to do the lacing up the back. I think I'm going to do more spaghetti scraps. So I don't know if I'm going to use the wide one. I'm not for sure. But if I do, I will mark it. Like if I want a wide spaghetti verse. Okay, so those are all my pieces. You had 2 sides for the cup, and the reason why we took it down the side seam, that's going to make it lay better on the breast, because we is going to use fabric that is not spandex. So we need in a fabric to curve to the breast. So that's the point of putting this princess seam dart in the curvature of the breast. So once you sew that, it'll curve to the breast. So we're going to cut it out, and I'm going to transfer this pattern to paper, and then we'll make a dress from it. We're going to make a dress from it. So I'm going to cut it to paper, and we'll be back. Okay, so I'm starting to take the tape and cut it. So these little nippers works really well. So I'll take these little nippers and nip, nip, nip. Okay. So you nip all your little pieces. So I got these pieces, and see when you cut them. So this is your front piece on the fold. Meaning that when this piece is cut on a fold, when it open up, it's gonna have the 2 sides. Okay, so then I need to get this curve. This curve gotta be perfect. So take your time. So these nips work better. And then we're going to transfer these to paper. this will make your pattern curve to your boobs. And make it curve. Okay, so now that I got this, I'm going to clean up this piece because we want that point. And then all of these pieces, we're going to add a seam allowance back. And label all your pieces so you know what pieces is what. Because they got to go back together like a puzzle. So if you see even cutting these pieces apart. Y'all see that? Everything aligned back up. And then this is the spaghetti scrap. I'm not for sure if I want to do that. So then what we do is we take it to paper. Take this to paper. I might have to go get more paper. And I'm going to add a seam allowance. And if you have a dollar store, oh, one thing I forgot. Put the top from the bottom because you won't be able to tell once you cut it out. This is the top piece. The top piece. And see, I just took this out. We gotta be putting it in the right order because it will be, it can go wrong. That way? Is it this way? See, I just made a crucial mistake. That's on the fold. Okay, this is the top. So definitely do your top and bottom. Yeah, do the top from the bottom because I just made a crucial mistake when I removed this and not marking it correctly. Because if you don't have it marked correctly, you can have an issue. Make sure not this way. Okay. Yeah, we got to make 100% sure that we got everything in the right spot. I got to put it back on here because I need to be certain. Can't be guessing. So what I just wind up doing wrong was before I start cutting and removing this, I didn't put what's the top piece to the bottom piece. So then when I started to cut it out, it was like, oh my gosh, which piece go where? 4, 3. Okay. All right. So make sure you know your top from your bottom. I just pulled it off without doing it, because when you get these pieces and you put them on this paper, if you don't know the top from the bottom, you can have them upside down and your fabric will be wonky and you wondering why. So make sure you label top to the top of the corset so you know what goes up, and then the bottom. And then your panels 1, 2, 3, 4 in the order that they go. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to put it to paper. Thanks for watching. Okay, when you get ready to put the breast cuffs down on paper, as you see, they don't kind of want to curve. I just do a little snip in the tape because we just need this to flatten out, where you'll take a curvature piece of fabric and make it curve to the paper, okay? I need this to lay flat, okay? That's how you do it. Okay. You'll make something that is not curved. You'll make it lay flat, okay? All right. So what we're going to do with all of these pieces that we cut, we're going to add a 1-inch seam allowance back to this pattern. Because if you don't, right, when you go to put this pattern together, if you don't add this seam allowance back to the fabric, it's not going to fit. So I'm going around the fabric. I'm adding a 1-inch seam allowance around the whole pattern. That's what I'm doing. So therefore, once I cut this, it's not going to be too small. So add it back, because when you take something that's one size and you cut it loose, when we cut it off that mannequin, it's no longer going to be the right size. It's actually going to get smaller. So I add a 1/2-inch seam allowance back to I do it to the whole pattern piece. And when you got scissors, make sure you have paper scissors and fabric scissors. Don't mix the two. So you see, I added a 1-inch seam allowance, and we're going to do this to all of the pattern pieces. We're going to add a 1-inch seam allowance to the whole pattern piece, and then we'll cut it out. And then with everything labeled, when we get ready to make this pattern, we'll put it together just like a puzzle. So I'm adding a 1-inch seam allowance back to this pattern, because I don't want my pattern to be too small. I'm adding it back. And I hope that I'm expressing myself where y'all understanding me. And I know my language is not the best. So it's not proper English sometimes. When you're speaking, you're just speaking. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to add a 1-inch seam allowance to all of the pattern pieces. So when you go to put them back together, So you're adding a 1-inch seam allowance to every piece. Because if you don't, it will not fit. And this ruler giving me this seam allowance. It's on my ruler. And these rulers you can get off of Amazon. You can get these rulers off of Amazon. And they have all the markings for you. So everything will be the same, because when we cut this, because we have to, you see how we cut it off the tape, we took away right there. That means it's going to get smaller. And then when you go to sew it together, so we got to have it. I'm adding everything back. So I think the dress that I'm going to make is going to be this nice red flowy dress. I'm going to be making a lot of different dresses, because in order to get good at anything, we got to be proactive. You can't just get good just thinking about it. You got to get active. So that's what I'm doing, adding a seam allowance back to the pattern. This is a piece of cardboard that I got from the dollar store. And it'll be great for your patterns because it'll last longer. Yeah, so you'll be good. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. We're adding the seam allowance back to all of these pieces so that it don't be too small when we get ready to use this. So that's what's going on. And I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. And I'll see you guys again in another video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for allowing me to do my creative flow. I appreciate you guys so much. Have an amazing Sunday. Toodles.